All right, let's dive right into this explainer. We're going to unpack the absolute layered brilliance of an ancient text called the Panchatantra. If you've ever wondered how a simple story can basically be weaponized as a tool for political persuasion, well, you are definitely in the right place. Today, we're looking at exactly how animal avatars are used to teach these timeless, literal masterclasses in statecraft, survival, and diplomacy. It is an incredibly rich text, so let's get in there and break down its strategic core.
To truly grasp this ancient wisdom, we're going to follow a structured roadmap that perfectly mirrors the text's unique story-within-a-story format. We'll hit the ambitious jackal, the cautionary tale of the monkey and the log, unpack the 6 diplomatic methods, look at a king paralyzed by fear, and finally, conquering the unknown noise. Let's get to it.
Section 1. The ambitious jackal. So, we start our journey with the frame narrative. Think of this as the big, overarching story that sets the stage for literally everything else. We are looking at 2 outcast jackals, Karataka and Damanaka. They are former ministers, currently out of work, and they are deep in debate about whether they should meddle in the affairs of their former boss, the mighty Lion King Pingalaka.
This debate brilliantly illustrates our main conflict. On one side, we have Karataka, who's basically saying, hey, never meddle in other people's business. He's completely fine just eating whatever scraps the lion leaves behind. But clashing right up against that cautious, play-it-safe attitude is the absolute cunning ambition of Damanaka. He argues that a guy who isn't a minister can absolutely become one if he serves the king well. He refuses to just live like a despicable crow picking at leftovers.
Section 2. The monkey and the log. Now, Karataka is honestly horrified by Damanaka's ambition. So to prove his point about the extreme dangers of meddling, he rapidly deploys our first nested sub-story. And by the way, this is exactly how the Panchatantra works. The characters literally tell stories to win their arguments. He tells this tale of a wandering troop of monkeys who stumble upon a temple construction site just outside of town. The human workmen have stepped away for their midday meal. Well, one particular monkey, who the text actually describes as poor and not destined to live long, finds a carpenter's half-split log. And, unable to resist his own curiosity, he sits right on the log, grabs the wedge holding it open, and just yanks it out.
The result is, well, it's immediate and it's brutal. The wedge snaps out, that massive log violently snaps shut, and the monkey's legs get totally trapped in the gap. He is killed instantly. The crucial takeaway here is that sticking your nose where it doesn't belong isn't just, a minor oopsie. It can have sudden, fatal consequences.
Karataka uses this pretty gruesome image to really hammer his thesis home. He firmly believes their survival entirely depends on keeping their heads down. Quote, "Our business is to eat whatever has been left by the lion. It's a philosophy of absolute 100% risk avoidance." But Damanaka, he completely rejects this passive existence. He believes power is right there for the taking, if you just know how to play the game.
Section 3. The 6 diplomatic methods. Totally dismissing the monkey story, Damanaka pivots. He reveals to Karataka this highly calculated, step-by-step approach to get his old minister job back. He isn't just going to blindly waltz up to the king, he's got a framework.
Look at Damanaka's deep knowledge of ancient political strategy here. He has mastered these 6 diplomatic methods: make peace, make war, attack, entrench, seek protection from a powerful ally, or provoke a quarrel between opponents. Now, Damanaka has noticed something huge. Their master, the Lion King, and his whole court are currently terrified out of their wits by something. Damanaka plans to use his intelligence to pinpoint the exact cause of this fear, and then apply one of these exact 6 methods to free the king from it. Boom, job secured.
Utilizing his intelligence and totally ignoring his friend's warnings, Damanaka boldly marches right past the royal guards and asks for an audience with the king. Pingalaka, the lion, is surprisingly chill and asks why he's come back after so long. Damanaka masterfully replies that, hey, even though he doesn't have a specific job right now, an out-of-work servant can be of immense value when the occasion demands it.
And then he drops his profound philosophical truth bomb right to the king's face. There can be no king without a servant, and no servant without a king. He's effectively arguing the true virtue and usefulness aren't just about being born into high status. He tells the king that a ruler who can't tell the difference between glass and diamonds doesn't even deserve to be served. It is a brilliant, bold pitch centered on the fact that power relies on mutual dependence.
Section 4. A king paralyzed by fear.
Damanaka's flawless rhetoric, where he cleverly reminds the king that, silk comes from a worm and gold from rocks, completely wins the lion's trust. And this sets the perfect stage for Damanaka to uncover a highly guarded, critical vulnerability.
Before the king even speaks his mind, though, Damanaka proves exactly why he's such a great advisor. He ensures absolute secrecy. He wisely points out to the king that whatever is heard by 6 ears can never remain secret. Essentially, 3 people is a crowd when it comes to state secrets. The tiger, the wolves, all the other predators take the hint and leave. Now, Damanaka has the king all to himself.
Left completely alone with his new, trusted confidant, the king finally breaks. Let's step into the lion's paws for a second and just feel this paralyzing dread. He asks Damanaka, "Can you hear that terrifying noise in the distance?" He confesses his absolute deepest vulnerability. He wants to completely abandon the jungle.
Think about the paradox here. Pingalaka is the apex predator. He is literally the king of the jungle. Yet his courage has been completely wiped out by nothing more than an unidentified sound. He's convinced some monstrous animal has moved in, and he's ready to pack his bags and run away from his ancestral home just because this unseen creature is loud.
Section 5. Conquering the unknown noise. Seeing the sheer irrationality of the king's weakness, Damanaka realizes this is his golden opportunity. He steps in with cold, hard logic to lock in his newfound influence and become the totally indispensable advisor.
He methodically talks the king off the ledge. Damanaka advises that suddenly running away is just wrong. This jungle has belonged to the lion for generations. He explains that a mere sound is no reason to abandon a kingdom. He points out that the world is full of incredibly loud noises made by completely harmless everyday things, right? Drums, conchas, stringed instruments like Venus. Noise does not equal danger.
But to really cement this vital lesson in statecraft, Damanaka doesn't just stop at logic. He goes right back to what the Panchatantra does best. He seamlessly deploys another nested story as his ultimate tool for persuasion, looking the king right in the eye to drive it home.
He hooks the king with this exact line. When the hungry jackal conquered his fear of a noise, he found food. And the desperate king, totally hooked, immediately asks, "How is that?" Damanaka now has complete control of the narrative, and, by extension, complete control of the ruler. Which leaves us with this thought. In the halls of power, is the one wearing the crown truly the one in charge? Or is it the one who knows exactly which story to tell next? Think about that, and keep exploring the incredible layers of the Panchatantra.